Hi, I'm Anita Druvid. We are data rangers. My other team members are Jatin Singh and Nainishwari Mahajan. We are presenting the specification and implementation of CRM and dashboard for business intelligence and business analytics project. We have been hired by an e-commerce store as a business analyst to oversee the selection and implementation of a full suite of business intelligence and business analytics. In this project, we have created a fictional e-commerce store named Dash Cycles, which sells e-scooters, cycles, helmets, and other accessories. This store has been in existence for several years, but they do not have any formal tool to manage their customers' database. So, as a business analyst, we are helping Dash Cycle to create a CRM system to handle the process from end to end and expand the business across the region. So we have created balance scorecard and did a gap analysis and created SWOT analysis for the same. And we found that implementation of CRM in place would be the best way to integrate our current system. So we have used Dynamic 365 to create CRM and Power BI to create the dashboard. Implementation of CRM will be discussed by Jatin now. Thank you.
Thank you, Anita. So I will be talking about how we are going to use CRM, that is Dynamics 365. As she has already mentioned that this DaaS company was already in existence, but they did not have a formal customer relationship management system wherein they can just manage all their customer details and how all their leads and their all the sales part. So I will be just going through how leads are coming and how the leads are getting maintained. So if you see in the Dynamics 365, we have all these areas wherein you can just generate leads, you can manage your opportunities and forecast what sales you want to achieve in the future. So these are the already data which we have entered, and so I will be just going through how lead will come from their data capture points and how it will go into our system and how it will flow. What will basically the flow of the from lead from being a lead to being a sale. So here we can just generate a new lead. So we can basically use several methods wherein we can enter a customer data from by basically scanning a business card. But since we are online retailers, so we do not actually deal with the business cards. So here we will enter manually. So basically, topic involves a header, like a heading, what we want to talk about the customer. So basically, I will mention e-scooter test. So in budget amount, we have to make sure that what a customer's budget is. Like for in this case, we have taken budget as 200 euros. Purchase time frame, basically the amount of time will be taken by customer. So here, as we can select any one of this. So in this case, we would like to take immediate as a time frame since the customer is going to buy it immediately. So as we have already discussed that we have 3 to 4 data capture points. Like we are since we are selling online, so we have data capture points such as Facebook, Instagram. We have WhatsApp. We have web. So in this case, we would like to have web as our data source. So here we can enter personal information of the customers. Wherein here I will be entering name of the customer as Jack, and the last name would be, I would say, Patel. Job title as in we need, it is not basically mandatory. So if the customer is willing to give their details, job details and company name, we can just enter this. In this case, we would like to take it as a sales associate. Company name, we was considering PGP. This is just a test company. As we have already taken their personal information, we can get their contact details basically because most of the communication are going to happen through emails and mobile phones. In this case, this test email ID would be Jack Patel at the rate basically mm, at the rate pgp.com. Mobile phone, so we will be entering a dummy number here, which would be 12345 6, basically whatever number we want to enter, since we are just giving the demonstration of this. Description. As Jack Patel is interested in buying e-scooters, so we will just enter e-scooter customer buying for his daughter. So save and close. So this is how we just created a new lead wherein Jack Patel is our customer. The topic name is Jack. Topic name is basically e-scooter. We'll just go through it that how what CRM 365 have for us. So if you see, basically we have several stages wherein we need to first qualify the lead if the lead is genuine or not. Sometimes what happen in online is the people just go through and just they just want to see what people are selling. They are just not interested. So it is very important that we just qualify the genuine leads and then go ahead with the lead. So this is if you see we have a lot of sections here. Like we can take company name, we can enter their website, we can add in their details. If the customer is willing to give their all the details, we can just enter and go ahead. So since we have all the details, we can just check if the customer is existing or not. If the customer is already with us in our system, we can just go through and just look for it. So as we this is the test, so we do not have anything. So here in like purchase time frame, we have already entered. The estimated budget is 200. Purchase process. The purchase process basically in this case, Jack Patel is individual, so he will be making the final call. So it is very important that we identify the who will be the decision maker. Since we have identified Mr. Jack is the decision maker, we will mark it as a complete stage. So this is where we can just enter all the details, estimated revenue of the company or this estimated close date. So here we are considering that on 12th, tomorrow it will be closed. Uh, test customer ready to close soon. So since we have spoken to customer, we have all the data, the qualification stage has been done. So in this case, so we will check if the what will the proposed solution. In this case, we will be selling BS100 e-scooters to them, to him basically, to Mr. Jack Patel. Identify the competitors. So we were after talking to Mr. Patel, we will be able to know that who is the our competitor. I will mark it here. So we have gone through the development stage. Since now the proposal stage is very important stage wherein we just propose our solution to customer with the right product and the right model along with the prices and quotation. Identify sales team. If we have several team members, you can just identify sales team who will be handling this customer. Develop proposal. It is very important that we propose develop develop a right proposal for the customer. So here I will just mark complete internal review. So we presented the proposal and we will be just making it complete. Again, the proposal stage is completed. In the complete final proposal, we will just make sure that we are making the final proposal to customer, which has all the final quotation and everything. We'll mark it present final proposal, confirm decision date. So this is the date wherein just we can identify when Mr. Jack Patel is going to make the final call. If we have sent all the proposal, we will just make sure we are sending thank you to Mr. Jack Patel. Once we are done, this is finished. So if you see, we have a lot of options herein. So we can just mention estimated revenue status in progress. If it is on hold, we can just keep it on hold. In the top, if you see, we can just save it. We can just mention it as a save close as one. If we win it, then we can just close it at one. So we need to just identify what is the revenue generated from this. In case we can just consider 200. And we can mention what Mr. Jack Patel did and what was the basic description about this sales part. Mr. Jack Patel bought the BH100 cycle and closing this lead. So this is from all the Dynamics 365. We have also created dashboards using Power BI. The rest of the part will be mentioned by Danishwari. Thank you.
Thank you, Jatin. For creating a dashboard on Olist e-commerce dataset, we have used Power BI tool. We have taken the datasets from Kaggle repository. We have taken 9 datasets about the Olist e-commerce dataset. In Power BI, we have to import the CSV files on of datasets. Then we have used manage relationship option to create association between 9 datasets, which we are imported earlier. After the creating association with relationship looks like this. Then you can see here with all its seller data set, it is creating a many to many relationship with all its geological data set. Like this, all the ER diagram is created automatically in Power BI. Then we will go to the visualization part. Then you can see here the then if we see we are visualizing the things through the dashboard by using the visualization fields and filter kind of options in Power BI. We have created 4 dashboards. The first dashboard is about overview of the e-commerce data set of Olis. Here you can see that first graph is showing the total sales, then the total customers, seller states, seller cities, and total reviews, and count of the product IDs of that data set. Then you can see here here is the distribution of the product by product name. It will help us to know the distribution of the product according to their product names, so that we can improve the distribution of other products. Then then the next graph is count of order approved by year. So here is the graph in which in which year how many products are approved. This graph is showing that. Then in next graph is about review scored by years. By year we are checking the how many reviews we have received, so that we can improve in the next year. The second page, I mean, second dashboard is all about the seller data set, where our sellers are located, how many sellers are located, like this. The first graph is showing that count of sellers by their order ID, because uh, from this graph we can say that for this order ID the particular seller is required, or vice versa, like say this seller is um, selling this much orders. So this graph will help us to know that. The second graph is map graph, in which the seller state are distributed over the states according to their seller ID. And this third graph is seller state, where if you click on any state, it will show the particular state's sellers. So in this sellers, this seller IDs is live there, so you can see that only. And in next graph, the freight value of freight value by seller ID is distributed. That means which seller is delivering which order by their name. Then the third dashboard is all about the sales, profits, and counts by the region state. In first graph, you can say that you can see that the total number of sales and the profit, whatever we got from that sales. This graph is showing that if you see these bullet points, this bullet point shows how much profit we got in particular state. So in California, we got 142.9 k profit, like this. Is showing like that, and this graph will help us to achieve our targets. For example, if our target is say, gaining this much of profit, for example 9 crores, so we can check these bullets, and how we can improve, that will help us to know. The second graph is all about the shipping cost by shipping mode. There are 4 shipping modes: that standard, second class, first class, and if you want to ship on same day. There are a lot of different shipping costs for shipping mode, different shipping mode. The third graph is all about the summary of the sales, profit, discounts, and quantity, and the shipping cost of that data set. The last graph is a count of quantity by regions. Here we are taken only top 10 regions where count of product quantity is lot. So you can say that these are the 10 regions, top 10 regions where we are selling our products a lot. The next dashboard is all about the product payment gateways and the profits we are getting from monthly. The first graph is showing that count of product by their product ID. Top we here we can check the distribution of top 10 products. In the second graph we can say check the distribution of profit over every month. From this graph we can say that in Feb we got very less profit. In August, December and October month we got a lot of profit in our business. In third graph there are five number of payment gateway, and from credit card the credit card used a lot for the payment, so this is showing that. And the last graph is showing the discount by product, how we are giving a discount to particular product, the distribution of that, it is showing this only like this. These are the four dashboards we have created using a Power BI to make the to create informative and attractive dashboards. That's it. Thank you.